we're gonna start warming that back up so we can get them wings. We want to pre-exhaust, so the workout is easy. That's how you don't get hurt. You know what I mean? If you pre-exhaust the muscle. But this is one of my little staples, so I want you guys to have fun doing it. If it worked, wait. Henry, what's going on here, man? Okay, there we go. All right, yeah, so I want you guys to, just come here. It's a 90 degree, people do it this way, that's cool. I want here, because if you look at my lat, see how I'm stretching my lat? If you're up, you can't get that stretch. Here, and we're just squeezing down, coming up, 1, 2, 3, back down. You know what I mean? So whoever want to go first, whoever's waiting, we're going to get into it, man. So obviously, you train, you work out. Why did you even start working out in the first place? Or is it something you've always done? You know what I mean? Like, what got you into working out?
Yeah, no, I started working out because it's ever since I started, I realized how it builds my mental strength.
Gotcha.
And more than anything, it's my mental strength and my confidence.
Yeah, I like that.
Yes,
okay.
Sir.
Yeah. Mental strength, confidence. And I think a lot of people that get into it, there's something external that happened that they need to release that mental. You know what I mean? Some people find it in a bottle, some people find it in a blunt, some people find it in the gym.
Yeah.
So I think that's dope, man. Especially as a child, we go through so much and we don't realize how much it affects us till we get older. And now we're in a relationship and it's like unhealed trauma. You get what I'm saying? So this is my fountain of youth. You know what I mean? But let's jump in. We're gonna get your set going. So, I got my boy Brian here. So listen, man, first and foremost, thank you. Second, I know you're busy, you open your time up, but I know from seeing you every day in the gym that it's something serious. Where did that come from and why? You know what I mean?
Oh man, life journeys, man. You live and learn. And I've had some rough paths. Obstacles that I had to overcome. To be where I'm at today. It was never always. Never always saw me smiling. Choices really brought me down some rough roads, So fitness became part of my mental health and just the escape from the outside, It's a place where I can be me.
That's dope. So you said something important, a place where you can be me. You know what I mean? Because, as men, we always have to deal with the world, the pressure of the world. The pressure of being a man, the expectation, the unwanted expectation. And if you're married with kids, now you talk about a whole nother life. You know what I mean? So that's dope, man. I mean, and again, I relate, but we're gonna hit one more set just to warm up you. So what has fitness done for you that, let's say, your parents couldn't do? What is something that this place was able to give you? Because again, a lot of people will talk about how, the importance of family, right? But sometimes, unfortunately, especially if you're raised by your mother or your father, you don't have both, you don't get that missing piece that people search for in other things. So what would you say?
Man, fitness? It's crazy because coming out and just being in the gym, it's the community, bro. You get so much from a community that your family can give you. This right here, for example, man, it's just like, we have another kind of energy that you just don't get outside of the gym.
I feel you, I know. I know exactly what you mean.
It's just like, when we move as a group, we get more done.
Got you.
And that's just kind of the experience I've had ever since I've been in the gym. I'm very outgoing, and I'm very good at talking to people, so like, just kind of getting around the right people. The gym has allowed me to do that, you feel me?
Nice, got you. I love it. Listen, and again, for me too, like, just so you guys know, I'm out in Arizona. I don't got no family here but my kids and my wife and my sister-in-law. All my family is back east, Puerto Rico, Philly, whatever. So being able to wake up on some days and say, you know what, I got the gym. Sometimes my wife don't understand what I'm going through. You know what I mean? As men, sometimes it's hard, especially for even our mother to understand. And then if your father's not there, you know what I mean? That's why people join gangs. Because to be honest with you, people are searching for love, to keep it real.
Yes, sir.
Searching to be accepted. You know what I mean? That's why a young kid will go out and shoot somebody to prove themselves to a bunch of people who they think are family. But we found in the gym, man, I've met great people that changed my life, that's still in my life, that I never got from blood. You get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So I feel you on that and I like it, man. That's so dope. We got one more set for you and then we're gonna move on. But back to you. So, I know you a man of faith. You know what I mean? While you're working out, is there ever a time that you feel like, because I do this, I'm having a conversation, you know, with the Lord while I'm training, because the weights are not doing it for me. You know, they're helping me, but I still need to vent and get it out. Yeah. Do you ever feel like you're ever in a time like that where you're like, man, I just gotta, in between it said, I'm praying because things are just rough, life is hard?
Yeah, bro, I'm always praying. I'm always praying.
Always praying, that's dope.
You know, there's a thing that I'm living by this year is win the day.
Yep.
And never stop praying.
Wait, hold on, because that might be on a t-shirt. I mean? Win the day and never stop praying. Yeah. That's dope.
That's a new model for my wife and I this year. It's just, you know, we've chose, every morning, one of my resolutions is I write down one thing I'm grateful for every day. It could be something as simple as a glass of water, you know? Because I know people don't have water.
Yeah.
Food, same thing.
Yeah.
And then one thing I do, man, is never stop praying.
Never stop praying.
Every morning before my feet hit the ground, and I put God first in my day because I know without Him, bro, I've experienced this firsthand. You know, life is tough, and so He's been definitely my saving grace. So. There's always time in the gym, man, when I'm on. Never stop. Yeah, because
I'm there a lot when you're there, and believe it or not, I'm always watching. That's why you're here, because I felt that I needed to get to know you better, because I'm like, no one shows up that consistently without a story.
That's hands down.
By yourself.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? I know your wife be there sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I peep and I'm like, there's something, you know, and I respect that because I've been there.
Yeah.
You know, and I still have my seasons.
We'll talk about it later, but it's the discipline and consistency too.
Yep,
you know?
Absolutely. It's not for everybody. Yeah. It's not. That's why they made sidewalks, because the street ain't for everybody. You know what I mean? But we're gonna do one more for you, then we're gonna move on. You can hand the mic to him. So what we're gonna do, and you can edit this part, to get flow going, you'll just pass it to him, right? And I'll just, because I'm mic'd up, I gotta remember, okay? So what's been the hardest thing starting? What's been the hardest thing? Because I know you are starting your channel. You're trying to grow, your brand, right? What's been the hardest thing that you've noticed in trying to grow your brand, trying to balance life, trying to work out, and trying to do what's been challenging for you? Because that's something that people need to know and hear, because they're up and coming. You get what I'm saying? And people don't talk about the in-betweens. Right. They don't talk about it. They just talk about, you see the success. It's like a movie. You seen the end of the movie. You didn't see us practicing. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, for you, what do you know what I mean?
I think the hardest thing is just finding the balance, like you said.
Finding the balance,
because, like, honestly, when you're wanting to come up and start something new like this, it takes a lot of your time.
Yeah. Oh,
you know what I mean? It takes a lot of your time. So like then you start thinking like, damn, I don't see my family. I don't see like my friends. Everybody thinks I'm neglecting them, but in reality, we're just trying to focus on our goals. You know what I mean? And
absolutely.
So just trying to find the balance of seeing the people and focusing on the things that really matter to you at the same time as you're trying to focus on your goals and your dreams.
Absolutely. You know? Balance is important.
Absolutely.
And on a way to success, a lot of people, and you probably can, let's say, on the way to success, what we tend to do is cut the people off we love the most.
Yeah.
We'll give more attention to a stranger because we feel like they can do more for them, but go home and give our family less attention. And I've been guilty of like having the energy for these new people, and I get home and the energy for my wife is not there. And that's not right. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but as a man, it's our responsibility to make the adjustment. You get what I'm saying? Because unfortunately, the world doesn't care about your losses. They only care about your wins. And that's wild, right? But we're really about to turn it up and get into the workout.
Let's get it.
But I wanted to just do a nice little intro, get you comfortable.
Yes, sir.
And now I'm gonna ask a list of questions that I got for you guys.
Let's go.
So let's go over here. We're gonna start with some lat pull-downs. What's one person in your life that you feel saved you and you don't even know it?
Oh man, that's a good question, brother. One person that saved me? Man. As far as like an individual, I can't really give credit to like a person, but I'll give credit to God, man.
Oh yeah, talk about it.
I'll give credit to God, man, because I had a lot of close ones. Like I've been very close to death so many times.
Oh wow, really?
You know what I mean,
wow.
So like I'm very blessed to just be standing here still. You know, so
that's
like
dope.
I honestly I'm very when it comes to like God, man, I'm talking to Him every day. You know
that's dope. You grounded in your faith.
Yes, sir.
Dope. That's awesome. Because listen, I can tell you right now, God saved me from. I had several occasions when I was a child. I should have died. Almost drowned twice. I picked the gun up, gun went off, just missed me. You know what I mean? As a little kid, because we were just around. We was raised with people that just didn't understand the importance of making environments safe for kids. You know what I mean? So there was so many incidents that God was there, and I think, yeah. I think it's very interesting that we can get the glory, but don't give the glory. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, and now we are our God. So as a man of faith, because I know you're a strong man of faith, what has faith done for you that discipline hasn't or couldn't?
Oh man. Everything.
Everything. Yeah, I know.
My whole life is surrounded by faith, you know?
Yeah.
Like we talked about, I heard my buddy here talking about like instances where he's faced death, you know?
Yeah.
As a young teenager at 14 years old, I tried committing suicide. I mean, I've been in multiple situations where I had a buddy stabbed in high school.
Wow.
Big fight.
Yeah.
Could have been any of us, you know?
Well, yeah.
Accidents.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's crazy. So everything is built around my faith.
Yep.
My entire life, you know?
That's good, man. And I mean, so I'm gonna pick you guys' weight for you, but a lot of things that I found, because I worked in suicide crisis hotline, so I trained people on how to work with people with suicidal ideation. And what I found was studies show that more women actually attempt it, but more men follow through, which is wild, because the reason men follow through because of their, aggressiveness and masculinity. Yeah. But we're living in a society today where women are becoming more masculine from the way they're pushing it is the feminist movement pushing it, and I'm all for independence, right? But when independence and aggression comes with, now you have more women doing what men do, the guns, the hanging. And that's scary because women deal with a lot emotionally. And I think as men, and I always say this, as men, if the women stayed the same and we stepped up as men, it'll change the whole world. Because most women want to be led, And sometimes, man, it's unfortunate to see that. My mother told me this when I was little. She said, I thought when a man beat on you, he loved you. Because that's what my mother taught me.
Sad but true.
Unfortunate, True. So people need to learn and know it's our responsibility. It may not be our fault where things are today, but it's our responsibility to not only be an example, but really lead as real men.
Yeah.
And as faith-based men, it.
It's hard to find nowadays.
Listen, did Jesus lay his life on the line?
He sure did.
You know what I mean? What is our responsibility as men to our wives? To lay your life down.
Yeah.
So what a responsibility we have.
One time my daughter told me this, one of the hardest seasons of my life, it was just recently too, back in 2022.
Yeah.
I went through a divorce, and I remember my daughter, I was sitting outside with her and just telling her how much I loved her,
Yeah.
And I said, I would die for you. She said, Dad, I'm tired of hearing you say that you would die for me.
Yeah.
Why don't you live for me?
Ooh.
That was one of the most one of the hardest things I've heard.
Yeah.
But the most truth behind it,
Wow.
And ever since then, man, my life didn't change then because I was going through a rough time.
Yeah.
Maybe 1.5 years of I went back to being a teenager again.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that was the lessons that I've learned through that, and what made me become who I am today.
Wow.
So my life
That's
hasn't
dope.
always roses and chocolates,
No.
But I'm glad that God's mercies on you every morning.
That's dope.
And His grace is sufficient.
There we go. Talk about it.
So,
seriously.
Yeah,
that's
man,
awesome.
Real talk.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. You'll get your set going on there. So listen, we're gonna push it between 12 to 15 reps. Now, after we get back into it, I want to make sure, you know, we educating you guys on the purpose of what we're doing. So as a bodybuilder, as somebody that's doing lat pull downs, people don't understand that came from this, posing. When you learn how to pose, you learn how to work out because you put your muscles in the right position. So if you see right now, as he's doing it, elbows are in, he's coming down, 3 count up, 1, 2, 3, down, elbows in. I promise you he's feeling it. You know, just like life. We're feeling the pressure from just responsibility. How do you handle it and what outlets are you using? And don't be afraid to reach out and ask for help or support. You're not that manly. Everybody needs help, I promise. Yes, Jesus ran with 12 people. Find you at least 2. But to you, so you're a younger guy. I don't think you're married or nothing like that. What, as somebody in your position, with all the openness and decisions you can make as are you in a relationship?
No.
So you're young, single, driven. You're a hot commodity. How do you stay grounded and not chase the mass? Because you're a rarity. You know what people your age doing? They out partying, popping bottles.
Yeah.
You know, doing A, B, C, and D. But you're here in this gym, on this podcast, keeping it real. How are you, where did that come from? Like how? Because you're young, man. You're supposed to be following the crowd.
Yeah, man. Honestly, what really changed it for me was just like you said, going out partying. You know, I fractured my head, bro.
Yeah.
I had a skull fracture, and really that woke me up because, you know, I really wasn't supposed to be alive, man. I wasn't supposed to make it, man. You know, it was my fault. I crashed. I was under the influence.
Wow.
And after that, man, I suffered from migraines like all the time, and honestly, what really did it for me is that, and then staying consistent, and then just having the right people around me, man.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. Speaking of right people, we're gonna do one more. You're gonna jump in, but I'm gonna transfer that question. Having the right people around you. Like I said, I see you a lot. I either see you with your wife or I see you by yourself. So I want to talk about your circle. What's your circle look like? Because to protect what you have, you can't let everybody in.
It's a good question, man, and it's almost embarrassing, but my circle is small.
No. Talk about it.
It's small for a reason, you know, because sometimes too much people bring more pain and confusion, and you get the wrong people in place, and it just everything just spirals, you know.
Yeah.
I don't have much friends, bro, to be honest.
Yeah.
The gym is where I got the most friends.
My guy.
I got some people at church for sure, but even that can be challenging, you know.
Yeah. No.
So yeah, my circle of friends are small, man. And I picked them with prayer behind it for sure.
Good. That's good.
Yeah,
so you're selective, small circle. So you said something at the beginning like I feel embarrassed. And I just want to shine light on something. If you're liked by everybody, you're doing something wrong. Anybody that's trying to get somewhere, whether it's growing your faith, be a better father, a husband. I was just talking to somebody earlier in the gym about this, right? In order for you to grow in your faith, in order for you to grow in life, if you're taking the same people with you, you're not changing. You're not.
That is true.
You're not. You're just adapting. And you're keeping them around. And you guys are, believe it or not, you're stagnant. Unfortunately, in the life we live, God called us to be holy. Holy means unique. We are called to transform, not conform. So when you say that, listen, you see me with a guy now. You know what I do? I go to the gym, I train, I go home, I take care of my kids, I make sure everything is good, and I'm back. I don't have a big circle. Because my thing is I've worked too hard to get here to sacrifice. Or to make you feel better, so I'm gonna dim my light. I'm not doing that. I'm not.
You know, one thing I heard recently too is, you know, show me your friends and I show you your future.
Yes.
You know, and I think you might know where they come from. That's a true statement. You know?
You
know, the people they say you hang around with somebody long enough, you married to the same person long enough, you almost look like each other.
So listen, let's go deep about that. We're gonna go biblical. Check this out. It's funny you said that. So, in marriage, a woman will leave her mother and father to become one with their husband. And as somebody who was married, as someone who went through a divorce, So I got my first one, man, 24 years old. I'm just on fire for God, trying to do all the right things. My pastor said, just because you get married, don't mean things are going to get easier, right? And me being young, I was so driven on just trying to get it right. I don't come from this. I didn't see marriage. I seen domestic violence. I never seen love. So I was trying to do things right and ended up getting a situation where I was so stressed out I had vertigo. You know what I mean? And I was working with residential, working in a really intense environment. We had to restrain kids if they got out of line or tried to AWOL. So I went from running a program to going home and being stressed out. Oh, you're doing this, you're doing that, whoop, whoop, right? And I got vertigo. I woke up one day and I opened my eyes and the room was spinning. I didn't know what was going on. I'm like, I didn't go out drinking. The room was spinning. I was so stressed out that I was like, man, but God, I know what you say about divorce, and I was scared. But I took my 6-month-old son to the pediatrician, and the lady looked me in my face and she said, your son has high anxiety. What's going on? And it hit me. My wife ex-wife yelled so much that I said, you know what, God, it is what it is. I'll deal with you, but I can't stay in this. I would not allow him to grow up in this environment because I failed him as a child. He didn't ask to be here, right? So I got to do what I have to do as a man to make sure this is right. And I was scared to get a divorce. I was scared, but I had to do it. Yeah. They said $10,000. I figured it out. No, seriously, $10,000? I said,
sudden you got $10,000.
Man, listen, I said 10,000. Like you know, and listen, I got verbally and physically abused a lot, and I stayed in it because I said I don't want to be a statistic. Man, I got a divorce. My wife now met him at 6 months. I've been married going on 10 years now, and time's flying. So I tell people this. I said, listen, you will go and buy a car, and if it doesn't work, you'll take it back, but you'll get another car. Right? And you'll keep getting cars. But you get in one bad relationship or marriage, and you how many people say marriage is not for me? I said, listen, you unfortunately you just had a bad ride. If we keep it real. You literally had a bad ride. Don't cut yourself off. I got back into it, got married again. It's been 10 years. It's been great. But you know why it worked? You know why I didn't doubt? You know why I wasn't afraid? Because I said, if I put God where he's belong, it's all going to work out. And I promise you, time is flying. You put God at the center. What that means is this, and I'm just going to keep it real with you guys. My wife and I have conversations, and I can be right, but I'll sit there and be like, you know what? Me proving that I'm right isn't going to win this. So I'll stop talking, and I'll let her win that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because and then for me, I'll let her be right until she proves why she was wrong. But that's not my job, that's God's job.
Absolutely. Yeah,
and it's not easy. It's hard to be single. It's hard to be married, hard to be single. You pick your struggle. But don't count it off because you had a bad experience. You go in the gym. Yeah, man, I had a trainer, he messed me up, got injured, so you stop working out. No, man, because that's your lifeline. You know? So, and again, I'm going on tangents, so I know we're supposed to work it out. But to be honest with you, I don't like that people will write off marriage because of a bad experience. No, how about you start holding yourself accountable and saying, you know what, maybe I should have been. You thought you were at a circus with the red flags. No, those were red flags. Like, yo, this is bad, but you were at a circus doing the cool. No, get out. But you know what I mean? Keep it real. Lust. Yo, you're attracted to her physicality. Now look, you got a baby mother you don't like and you're on child support because you weren't disciplined. Man. And in the gym, I mean, we could talk about it all day, but in the gym, you find discipline here. Preach. You take the same discipline in the gym and you apply it to your personal life, and life will change. I'm just keeping it real. You know what I mean? So anyway, next question. Who's up? Who's up? So listen, on this one, I want you to do, you're gonna, same thing, you know, 1, 2, 3 down, 1, 2, 3 down, but I want you to now hold it at the bottom for 1 second, come up slow. Because what that's gonna do is force you to do the 1, 2, 3. You're doing it right, but you'll see, you'll feel it. And as soon as he's done, you're right in there, you're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna do one more set of this, and then we're gonna start moving around, get you guys going. So I'm trying to balance it. But the next question to you, listen, man, you are what they will consider, and I'm just being honest, a high value man. You wanna know why? And again, the world set that standard. I don't care about that, but for the sake of the conversation, we're gonna talk about it. Single, driven. You ain't chasing a lot of women, you focus on yourself, right?
Yes, sir. That's right.
What's your plan? Like, where do you see yourself 5 years from now? And I'm talking about relationally, business, spiritually. Yeah. If you can say, this is where I want to be 5 years from now, what does that look like?
Yeah, man. 5 years from now, I see myself pretty much having a foundation built to provide for a family.
Yeah. Okay.
You know,
I like it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because I'm getting to that age where I want to have a family.
Yep.
And you know, I'm actually moving out of state soon.
Nice. Washington?
So, yes, sir. Washington.
Look at that. Oh no, I just know things, right? Yeah, that's dope. Sir. That's dope, man. That's dope.
And I mean, I'm not gonna be cocky and brag, but you know, everything you said, I would say is true, man. Honestly, I know I can provide a lot of value. Yeah. And that's pretty much where I see myself within 5 years is with the consistency of what I'm doing.
Absolutely.
Is just to have something to provide to a family. You know?
Yeah. No, that's dope. That's dope. Yeah. That's dope. So you said some good things. You could switch with him, but I'm gonna talk to you while you're about to do it. You got about 12 reps. Squeeze at the bottom. We're gonna hold it for a 1 count at the bottom, and then come back up slow.
Do I keep the mic? You want me to keep the mic?
Just real quick. You said something important.
I'll just put this guy
You said my goal is to have a family.
Yes, sir.
If your goal is to have a family, is your life reflecting that right now? So here's why I say that. In order to get to where you want to go, you have to start doing it. A lot of people think that 5 years I want to be married, it's just going to happen. No, you have to start now. What does that look like? You know what I mean? But you have to start now, because 5 years is going to come and it's like, 5 years came down, I'm gonna look for a mate. That's not how it works, because you're setting yourself up for failure. And I'm not saying you, I'm saying people. People would tend to do that instead of saying, okay, I got 5 years to figure this out. But on the way to doing that, what are some things I can work on personal development wise?
I got you right now.
To help me prepare. You get what I'm saying?
Give me like 10 seconds.
There we go. My guy seasoned. But no, I think a lot of people, and it's not their fault, right? But after a while, when you're making the same mistake over and over again, you've been with 16 different women. You still didn't figure it out, right? Oh, you think you a player and this and that. It's like, no. If you fail a test 16 times, you get what I'm saying? Come on, you got to figure it out. But our strategy, we live in a culture where it's acceptable to have a lot of women. Oh, I'm a baller. I got touch it. But it's like, what are we teaching our youth?
Yeah, I mean, you got STD. That's what
you get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah. And I think it's unfair because as men in the community, our responsibility is to give back.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
What are you giving back? And that's why I respect where you're trying to go. I want you to be more intentional about it, but I respect it because we need more men being family oriented. Because if they were, society, America would look a lot different.
And that's why we're talking about this right now, man, to provide that value to people, to bring the light in people's life, you know?
Yeah.
Because like, honestly, I'll tell you, I come from a family of, my dad has over 20 kids.
Yeah.
My dad was one of those men who had like 5 women, has like 3 kids with each woman. My mom was the wife. He was just messing around. And today, my dad is a struggling man.
Yeah.
None of his kids care about him, but he has like 20 kids.
Wow.
So that is where I learned from. And honestly, that's what's built my mentality to be the opposite, you know?
That's dope, yeah.
Yeah.
See, you didn't make the excuse of, well, my dad did it, so I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
You said my dad did it, so I'm not gonna do it.
Facts.
You know what I mean? And that's dope. That takes a special person. So, question for you. How do you think what you're doing now is shaping your kids?
Oh, man. That's a good question. I think I said it earlier, but it's consistency and discipline, you know? I mean, because life is not easy.
No.
You know what I mean? I raised 6 kids, man. 4 girls and 2 boys. The boys are the youngest.
Yeah.
And raising them and providing for them and working, it wasn't easy, you know, but staying consistent regardless.
Yep.
And, you know, at the end of the day, it's putting God first, you know? I mean, sometimes I sound like a broken record, you know, people ask me questions about life. At the end of the day, that's what my life reflects.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't, then I got to get back on my knees again, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
But, you know, that's my ultimate go-to when it comes to leaving a legacy. You know, it's you put God first and then you put your family.
Absolutely.
You know? Because at the end of the day, man, God is the one that's driving, and He's the ultimate vehicle. So in order to get to point A to point B, you got to make sure you're on the right path.
Absolutely.
And following that direction, because on your own, man, you know, you said something about your dad, you know, having 20 kids, and I had 6 kids. I thought, oh man, this is beautiful, you know, big family. But then hearing 20 kids and you saying like nobody likes them, you know. And the scripture says that what is it worth a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul, you know? And that kind of, you know, I teach my boys that too, you know? Let them know, like, football, fame, sports, you know, being physically fit is good, but if you're doing it for the wrong reasons, you know, like, because you want to go out and go get the girls, you know? I mean, that's what guys do.
Absolutely.
As you know, when we talk about being real, you know, and it's like, what is it to gain all of that? And at the end of the road, you need your soul, you know? And I think a lot of people forget that. And being men that's you know, we want to see raise up the next generation is like, that's how we got to see life is forget all the success and all the chasing of the women and all this stuff. Like, what matters is your soul and the legacy you leave for your kids and what you want to leave behind. When people talk about you at your funeral, it's not the weeping, but it's the rejoicing, knowing that guy right there impacted my life, you know? Like,
that's dope.
Like my dad impacted me, you know?
Yeah, man,
That's what I want when.
That's awesome.
At the end of the day, you know?
Yeah. Wow, what an opportunity for a young man such as yourself to get all of this and want it. There's one thing to be like, I appreciate it. There's another thing to be like, I want that. Because you have an opportunity to do it better than him and I, because you're younger than us, right? What an opportunity for you, man. And I think it's such a blessing to know that there's people out there like you that still a traditional man. You put God first, you want a family, you work hard. That is so dope. And you said so much in one breath that I think people need to acknowledge. When the dust settles, listen, when you're in the hearse, guess what you're taking with you? Nothing. You ain't taking none of that with you. No. So while we're on earth, why don't we cherish relationships? Call that loved one. Mend that relationship with your father. Listen, I can tell you guys right now, my mother gave me away because at 5 years old, because she lived a different type of lifestyle. And it's to her fault. She was in a psych ward at 12 years old. You know, there was always trauma in my family. And people look at me and know we were abused and everything like that. And I found both of my parents so they can be at my wedding despite them giving me away. Because I wanted my kids to see that you don't need to know what I've been through. All you need to know is you met your grandparents, because I never met mine. So that was important to me. Even though my parents didn't get along, they were both at my wedding, because I was like, I never got this experience. I never met my grandparents. But you guys are going to meet your grandparents, and you don't even know what I've been through, but you don't need to know. You just need to know that my job is to make sure you're better than I've ever been. You know what I mean? And sometimes we really have to sacrifice. When the Bible talks about Jesus laying his life down, I don't think people understand what that means. Yeah, like you said, I'll die for you, but would you live for me? Would you put the bottle down? Would you stop going out every weekend getting drunk, trying to chase away your sins, trying to chase away life? I think we are so in a culture, instant gratification. You got pornography at your fingers. You can just go and get whatever you want, and that's not what God made us for. And it's so sad to say this, but there's a lot of people that we love that might not go where we're going. And that hurts me. So I challenge everybody out there, please, if you don't know where to start with God. You can't lose.
Amen.
I promise you.
Yes, sir.
Because I am a walking example of coming from nothing and having the life that people will look at. They look at my life and think my parents were together. No, My mother and father, drug addict, alcoholic. My mother in the hospital right now because liver failure and kidneys because she alcoholic, squatting, and they found her in the bed, feces everywhere. She had to go to the hospital. She almost died. By the grace of God, my brother happened to call her and we got help out there. So love on the people that are still here and understand what the purpose of this life is. The purpose of life is to live a life with its purpose. So I say, I'd rather die for a cause, a good one, than live a life that is worthless. So I'm so excited just to keep diving in because we need this. Let's just be real. People dying left and right.
Yo.
Let's start living and let's live for the right reason. So my question for you, and I know for you, my question for you is, you're going to Washington, right? Yeah. That you got dreams of going out there,
yes,
right?
Sir. Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. What is something Arizona taught you and helped you with that you can be successful in Washington with?
Oh man, Arizona's taught me everything, man. You know, if it weren't for Arizona, I wouldn't be me. So like,
wow, yeah.
You know, man, it's just the people out here, man, and the energy out here is different. You know, people out here have provided me with a lot of support.
That's dope.
You know, the communities out here are strong, man.
Yeah.
If you're in the right area and with the right people, you can get built and build what you want. So
yeah,
you know,
that's
I mean,
dope.
I'll tell you that like Arizona has gave me a lot of confidence.
Yep.
You know, a lot of confidence and a lot of spiritual strength. You know.
Yeah.
A lot of people out here have allowed me to get closer to God and have brought me closer to God. And, you know, it's crazy because most of these people who I'm referring to are business owners who have told me that they lost themselves and God is what brought them back to life.
Ooh.
So
talk about it. That's what I'm talking about.
That's basically, you know, Arizona has brought those people towards my life and has built the strength mentally and physically that I have, and honestly, I just feel like I'm ready to just go anywhere I want now.
That's dope. You ready for the world?
Yes, sir.
That's dope. I hope you guys picked a lot of that up. So, man, listen, we're really about to get into this workout.
Let's get it.
We're probably going to cut it short soon, but I do got some closing questions for you. I ask you first and I'll give it to him.
For sure, yeah.
If there's one thing that you can leave behind, what is it?
Man, one thing I can leave behind is going to be lust.
Lust.
You know, lust is dangerous if you let it get to you, man. You know, there's a lot of pretty women out there, and sometimes you just got to walk away from it because, you know, what's on the outside isn't always what's on the inside.
Talk about it.
Yeah.
Do me a favor. I'm sorry. Can you say that again? You said what's what?
What's on the outside isn't always on the inside.
What he means by that is, as men, we are lookers. Tell me if I'm wrong. I'm going to drop a few Jews for y'all. Women go to the gym to be seen. Men go to the gym to look. Women go to parties to be seen. Men go out to look, right? So what I mean by that is we're doing this. If you ever go to a club, you see men, look, they're doing this, right? Girls got the what's the name, they dress nice, alcohol, they dancing, right? They want to be seen. The problem with it is you can't see the heart. You can't see the heart. So a lot of people will blame their trauma, their past, their parents because they made a bad decision. But you didn't take your time with that individual. You know what I mean? You seen the big butt and this and that, and you fell in, you know what I mean? You put the cart before the horse. You know, but think like, and I have listen, I got 4 boys. And I was talking to my wife about this. I said, listen, I don't want my kids coming home saying I got a girlfriend. You got a girl that's a friend. If you're in school, right, you're there to learn and to graduate. So why are we occupying? You can't do grown stuff, so I don't want to hear that. You have an objective, and I don't situationally parent. My success is that you're successful, and you're going to make less mistakes than I made. So don't get caught up in the hookup culture. Yeah, but Dad, I don't care about that. Because as for me and my family, we're going to serve the Lord. And unfortunately, you have to stand on that. And I know I got a 10-year-old now. And I'm a little hard on him because he wants to be liked. And I said, you shouldn't care if people like you. You need to care if people doing right by you and that people respect you. Stop caring if people like you because it's not going to matter, right? As for the Diaz's, us, we get married and we take care of our family. So until you're ready to do that, work on yourself. Man. Period.
Say that again.
And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just keeping it real because I get it. We're not everybody else. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there's something both you guys said, and I think it's dope, man. I know that we wanted to get to know you, but how important is a foundation?
Man, I think that should.
I'll go, let you go, then I'm gonna let you go. How important is a strong foundation?
Man, a strong foundation, I think, should be your first priority, man. If before you try to get into a relationship or build a family, because you go into a relationship or try to build a family with no foundation, you're just gonna find out the hard way that you should have built a foundation. You know, and honestly, I think the regular, like almost, you can say most people do that. Most people go out there, they have a kid, they get into a relationship, and then they're miserable because they should have worked on themselves first. You know? And I just tell you because I see that happen throughout my own life with my parents, my family, you know, and like I learned from that, you know what I mean?
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. What about you?
There you go, boss.
How important is a foundation? And I'm asking this question for a reason. How important is a foundation?
Well, you know where I'm going with this. I want to go to the word.
Let's go, man. I want to hear it. What's up?
A wise man builds his house on sand. I mean, a foolish man builds his house on sand, but a wise man builds his house on a rock.
Wow.
And that's how I want my life to be when it comes to foundation. Like everything I do has to be grounded on that foundation.
Yes.
There's too much trial, there's too much temptation, there's too much hurt and pain that the world delivers every single day. It don't matter how successful you are. Even the richest person right now is saying, man, I wish I had more.
Wow.
You know? And the poorest guy is like, man, I would be just happy if I could just get a drink of water.
Wow.
You know?
That's powerful.
And for me, man, life is about that foundation. Like I cannot do nothing in my life because I've experienced a lot. I'll be 48 years old this year.
Wow, man. And you look good though. You look great. No, seriously.
Because that back workout right there. You know? But you know, life is, you talk about broken homes and you talk about just the chaos in life. That's how my life was.
Wow.
You know? People don't even, when they see me, they're like, oh man, you had a family, you had your mom and dad, you had a good education. Bro, I barely graduated from high school.
Wow.
You know?
Yeah.
I barely made it through life. I already had a divorce, but God blessed me with a beautiful wife who loves him and cherishes not just the Lord, but she cherishes her husband.
Wow.
You know? And I do the same for her. And she's changed my life more than I could have ever asked.
That's awesome.
And you met her, man.
Yeah, no, your wife's great, man. That's
fun.
so awesome. That's good.
Foundation.
Yeah.
That's it's a big deal.
So, and the reason I asked about foundation is because, and I'm going to try not to make this complicated, but I want people to hear where I'm going with this. If we're taught when we're younger to focus on the foundation, self-development, love, honesty, delayed gratification, you're laying the foundation for you to be a successful adult. And we as teens, and I hear people give the worst advice, go out and do your thing and have fun. That's the worst thing you could tell somebody. Because you know what they end up with? A bunch of luggage that they don't want to carry. So you know what they do? They open the luggage and they throw the clothes on you. They throw the whatever's in there on you. And now it's your burden, you know? And I don't think that's fair. And it's nothing to them. We need to do a better job of teaching them what a foundation look like, who's that rock, and why. Now listen, you can build your foundation however you want. I'll tell you from personal experience. When I became a Christian, it taught me how to love because I wasn't loved as a child. So when I became a Christian, that was 1 Corinthians 13, love is patient, love is kind. It hit me that love is not a feeling, but an action. And I tell people, most divorces would have been prevented if they understood love. Love is not Valentine's Day. That's not love. You can wake up tomorrow and just feel angry at your spouse. Do you not love them? You get on Valentine's, right. You know what I mean? And I think people need to understand love first starts with being able to do something even when you don't want to do it. Being able to say, you know what? I was wrong and I want to apologize. Our relationship and our marriage is too important for me to even hold this grudge. Because if I really love you, I should be patient with you like the Lord is with me. And I'm able to pull from my faith and the responsibility and what God has already put out there. It's all there. We have everything we need to be successful. Yeah. But when you're keeping up with the Joneses and you watching Love and Hip Hop and all of that stuff, it's toxic. Yo, it's so bad. But when that foundation is laid down, and that rock you're talking about is Jesus, by the way. That rock he's talking about, and the Bible says his word is the same today, tomorrow, forever.
Yeah, that's right.
So we don't conform to the world, we transform by the renewal of our minds. And we need to acknowledge that. And that's why for people out there that's looking to date, that's looking to better their marriage, that's looking to better their situation, I tell you this, if you start with, what do I need to work on? Instead of you, because it takes two to tango.
It sure does.
But when you realize that me laying my life down in my marriage is this. My wife coming home and saying, I had a bad day at work. You know what I mean? And she's just going off. Meanwhile, I just got fired from work. So instead of me saying, you know what, I don't want to hear that because I'm going through it, I make it like nothing ever happened. And I'm like, I understand. I get it. That was tough. That was tough. Because it's not my moment. Let her vent. It's her moment. And you know what that is? If you get into it and you understand that a relationship is how can I serve you? If I'm focused on serving you, most women want to be led and want to serve. So if a man just focuses on serving a woman, it changes the dynamic of the relationship. Yeah. And now the trust opens up. The intimacy opens up, the genuine love opens up, and now you guys are walking as one. One is our heart beats the same. Our mind, oh, your wife was doing this. No, she wasn't, because I know my wife.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Your husband was, no, he wasn't, because I know my husband. And we have to understand that's important in the society we live in, because marriage is frowned upon, relationships are frowned upon. If things are not working out for you, and I challenge all my viewers, if something's not working out for you, instead of giving up, look back and ask yourself, there's something I can do better. Even if she doesn't change, there's something I can do better. And when you work on yourself, you'll understand that they're going to be inspired and say, you know what? He's washing those dishes. I appreciate that. Now you actually care about the little things that bother me. So now she's like, I'm going to wash these clothes. You know, and I'm not going to, you know what I mean? Because most women want to serve. Yeah. But as a man, we need to step up, period, point blank. Example. Yeah. Lead by example, because marriage is the best thing on earth, but it can also be the worst thing.
It can be tough.
It can be hell, but it can be heaven if you're willing to submit and you're willing to love your spouse, your loved one, your mother, your father unconditionally. My parents are still in my life because Jesus, died for my sins and forgave me. Those people that I was raised that abused me, I forgave them. I forgave them. And when I forgave them, guess what happened? I'm not walking around like this, the weight lifted up, and I'm like, thank God, and I didn't even know. Yeah. That's all it took for me to free myself to become a better man.
So much is being given, much is required.
Talk about it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, this is just the beginning for us. I appreciate you guys so much. I know this was different, but this conversation needed to happen because there are people out there that are discouraged. There are people that wrote off life, that wrote off their wife, that wrote off they just gave up on life. And someone's going to say, you know what he shared or what he shared, I feel that. And maybe I should try harder. Or maybe I should work on my foundation. You know what I mean? Because again, the moral of this story is you put God at the middle, you can't lose. I promise you. I've never met a man in my life or a woman that really put God first and did everything they can and lost. Never. It don't exist. You find it, DM me. Because 9 times out of 10, you did something wrong. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. I enjoy this style more because I feel like it's natural. But I feel like it's so helpful, man, because you got someone here, 2 different men. He's married, not married. Check out the dynamics. He's on his way. He's in it saying, I'm still getting it better. I'm still getting it right. I'm still doing my thing. You know what I mean? I've been through a divorce. I got back up. I'm married again. I'm happy. I'm taking care of my kids. And now I'm laying a foundation and a legacy for them. I'm able to see what he's doing, what I'm doing. Now I can create my lane. I know there's strong men out there that's going to hold me accountable. We got your back. We got your back. We ain't gonna let you fall, period. Ambitiously Dedicated is not about, me shining or whoever shining. It's about us shining together as a community. That's love. And that's what we bring in. So we appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for being a part of our 4th episode. These 2 men, please follow them on their social media. But before we close it out, I just want him, tell him a little bit about what you do. First of all, that food was off the point, off the chain.
Yeah,
listen,
that's what's up.
And I'm gonna be honest with you. Here's a moment as a husband, I had to take an L. I was hungry. We ran the event. I get home. I got your what's the name? I open it up. I'm like, oh, this is on point. And my wife, she don't eat, right? She'll just be, so I'm like, you gotta eat to. So I open up, I'm eating, and I'm like, I'll go upstairs. I promise you, I sit in a chair, and I got back up and I said, and I called my wife, I said, did you eat? She goes, no. I said, okay, do you want this? I promise you, I did not want to give it to her. If I'm being honest, no, for real, it was good. God is my witness. But I said, this is not, no, I mean, you listen, I'd rather starve than watch her, I can't do that. Yeah. So I went down, I gave her the food, and I ate a few sliders, I was good. But that's how marriage works. I'm not thinking about myself, for real. I sat down, it's not about me, it's not. Yeah. It's about the love we reciprocate, and we'll get it back. Mm-hmm. So what's going on? You tell them about your food truck, tell them where they can find you, and as far as your social media and all of that.
So my wife and I, we do work full-time too, so she's a nurse, and I'm a regional sales director for a moving company, and we own our food truck. We had it for about 1.5 years. It's called Aloha Kind Grinds. It's a green truck. You can see us on Instagram. It's az.aloha kind grinds. But we're every Saturdays we're here at Australia Community College from 9 to 1, and then we do other events like throughout Phoenix and Arizona. But it's been a blessing. One of the things that we talked about before we even started the business was to be able to give.
Yeah.
It's more about we're more blessed when we give than receive.
Yeah.
And some days we don't do very good at some of the markets, and then we pack up food and we go drop it off at a homeless camp.
That's dope. That's dope.
So being able to donate to the cause,
we appreciate you.
Blessing,
Thank you, man. It was good,
so
and we appreciate it. Yeah, thank you so much, man. So make sure you guys follow him. The food was good. So let them know, young man, where they can follow you. I know you're trying to grow your social media and stuff. Tell them about what's going on with you, where they can follow you, and what you do and how you can support them.
Hey, thanks, Antonio.
Absolutely,
I appreciate
man.
it. What's
Thank
up,
you.
Hell yeah, I appreciate you. What's up, you guys? I'm Adrian. I go by Corel Lips on Instagram, and my purpose is really to bring communities together, to share value to people, just like we're doing it here. Really, I want to bring peace to people and provide value to people, just to help them see the light in life. Really, what I do also work a full-time job. I work in sales, but I'm a host of a podcast as well. It's called No Quit Podcast, so check it out, No Quit Podcast on Instagram. I'm partnered up with a company called Persist. Come check them out. This is the company here. We just released some shirts, towels, and cups, so check them out. But yeah, it's great to be here with you guys, man, and kind of we all have a similar purpose, just to kind of help people come together and bring peace to everybody. So
absolutely,
yeah,
that's dope, man. And again, thank you guys so much, because again, I'm trying to grow and help service people in the community with different stories and walks of life, so no one feels like they're left out. That's my goal, right? So I thank you guys so much for spending your time, for taking your time out. I mean, it's late, guys. It's almost like 9-something at night, and these guys are here being on this podcast to help other people, and that's a blessing. And if we know how God works, it's going to be wonderful. So check this out. Make sure you follow those guys and support them, and stay tuned, because we got more coming, and we appreciate you guys so much. So you all have a blessed day. Keep God first.
Yes, sir.
And remember this, it's not about you. Serve other people.
Amen.
Dios te bendiga.